Good morning, everybody. Today we are talking all about, let's see, oh boy, here on YouTube, my camera is not liking me. Hold on. Let me see if I can change my camera. I can't, so let me change this camera. That's all right. All right. Roll with the punches, right? That is the life of an entrepreneur. We are always rolling with the punches. All right. So today we are talking all about being a generalist versus a specialist as a solo esthetician, and the benefits of either and the disadvantages of either. And hopefully it will help you choose what is going to be the best route for you. Because look, all of us are different, and what makes sense for one person doesn't make sense for another. So it's kind of all about knowing what's involved in each and making a decision that fits you, your lifestyle, and your goals the best. But also stick around, because within the first 10 minutes of this live, I'm going to announce a huge announcement. Gah! I've been dying. I've been literally exploding behind the scenes here. I've been wanting to tell you so bad. And finally, I can tell you today within the next 10 minutes. All right. So let's get started and talk about what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about the advantages of being a specialist as a solo esthetician, the disadvantages of being a specialist, and then the advantages of being a generalist, and then the disadvantages of being a generalist. And then hopefully you can decide for yourself which one makes the most sense for you. I can't decide that for you. Sorry. And then, as always, I will take questions at the end. I'll probably take questions in the middle when I make my big announcement, let's be honest. All right. So just to clarify, what do I mean by generalist versus specialist? So an aesthetics generalist is an esthetician who does everything. This is what I did. Facials, waxing, lashes, body treatments, whatever is in the scope of your license is what you're doing. That's a generalist. A specialist is an esthetician who chooses to only do one thing. You're staying in one lane at a time. So you're just doing facials, or you're just doing waxes, you're just doing lashes. And even within that specialization, you might even specialize even more. So you might, with facials, you might only do, peels. Or with waxing, you might only do Brazilian waxing. With lashes, you might only do mega volume, lashes. That's your specialty. Okay, do we get it? We're all good. Generalist versus specialist. Awesome. Okay, so the advantages, let's go specialist first. The advantages of being a specialist as a solo esthetician. For one, it's expertise. You're focusing solely in one area. So it allows you to become an expert in your field. You refine your skills, you refine your techniques. So it allows you to just get really good. You get really, really good, and you can get to be known as an expert in your field, which will, it's going to help deliver better results. It's going to help your clients feel, happier with the results that they are getting. And you're going to get a name for yourself as being, the expert in this one specialized area. Now, another advantage of being a specialist is efficiency. So specializing enables you to perform treatments with precision and speed. So you're maximizing your productivity. I don't know if any of you have ever watched these videos on YouTube, on anywhere, let's be honest, of just anyone doing a very highly specialized task, and they can do it so dang fast. I love watching experts do what they do best. I don't care what it is. We're redoing our backyard and front yard currently. And when the fencers came in to do the fencing work, I just watched them, because they were so skillful and masterful at putting in this fence. It was like boom, 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 just and done. I was in awe. I will do that with anyone who is really good at what they do. You naturally get better at it. You become faster at it, and you're able to produce better results even quicker. So specializing allows that to happen, so that you gain proficiency, you gain speed. And as we know, our time is money. So the faster we can perform something well, the more money we can make. The third advantage of specializing as a solo esthetician is you have a niche market built in. You've already got a niche market. So by catering specifically to one service, you can attract a dedicated clientele who are just seeking out your specialized skills. So I'll talk about it a little bit more later, but in my program, Profit on Purpose, I teach everyone about finding your soulmate client. And there's kind of like two ways to do that. There's, as a generalist, it's really based on like your philosophy and who you want to work with and who you want to attract, which it still is there as a specialist. But when you're a specialist, kind of your soulmate client work has already been narrowed down. Like you've already been kind of fine-tuned and focused already. So it helps with that process. If you're only doing lashes, well, that you're not really, it doesn't matter if that person has acne or not. You're working with their lashes, and that's like what you're focusing on. All right. The fourth advantage of being a specialist is that you streamline your inventory. Also meaning you don't have to spend as much on inventory, which is all fantastic, right? So with a narrow focus, you can streamline your inventory and invest in high quality products and equipment. I'll talk about this more with generalists, but with generalists, you're having to bring in retail for lots of different services, lots of different things. When you are specialized, you just got like one little area. And depending on what you specialize in, there might not actually be a whole ton of retail available. Waxing, there's not like a whole ton of retail. What do you need? Like an exfoliant, an ingrown serum, like some sort of moisturizer, done. Anything beyond that is like maybe. But anyway, it really streamlines your inventory and what you need to invest in. So it can potentially lower your investment. All right, and then the fifth advantage of being a specialist, and then I'll tell you my special announcement. Okay, but fifth is advantage is reputation building. So building a strong reputation as a specialist can lead to fantastic word of mouth referrals and increased business, just because, kind of like talking about expertise and efficiency, like it's easy to build a name for yourself and a reputation. If you're really good at what you do, you're really efficient at what you do. That's how it all happens. It reminds me, I was talking to a neighbor, we've been doing this big remodel project, and he's doing a big remodel project, but they're putting an ADU in their backyard. But anyway, he was telling me about the contractor that they're working with, because frankly, I do not recommend the contractors I am working with. And I had to tell him, because he was like taking a picture of the sign of my contractor. And I was like, you don't want to do that. You really don't want to work with these people. And he was telling me about his contractor and how amazing he is. He's like an older, I don't want to say old gentleman, like early 60s, never advertised a day in his life. And his business is nonstop, jam-packed, solid, because he is excellent at what he does. He's very efficient at what he does. You get an incredible value. So he doesn't hire out to any other contractors. He doesn't get a subcontractor to come in. He does the work. He does it at expert proficiency. They're in and out. And the pricing, like, it's pretty good. Funny thing is, when you hire subcontractors, it ends up like it can cost more. Anyway, but this is neither here nor there. The point is, this guy is so freaking good at what he does. He never has to do advertising, and he always has his next job lined up, because every single person he works with is like my neighbor and is out there saying, oh my God, this is the best contractor I've ever worked with. I will work with him again. And if you ever need work done, you have to get this guy because he's so phenomenal. That's what you can do with your business too. Now you can do that as a generalist too, but it's harder, and I'll talk about why. As a specialist, it's a little bit easier to do that. Okay, so are you ready? Drum roll, please. Big announcement. God, I'm so excited to tell you guys this. I've been like bursting at the seams. Okay, so I am a generalist. My bestie Jane is a specialist. So she has specialized in waxing, And more specifically, she has specialized in Brazilian waxing, both of the penis testicle Brazilian variety as well as the labia Brazilian variety. She is the master. And starting on Monday, her course drops inside of the Academy. Now, the Academy is our online education platform where you learn from experts in the industry, but you also get one-on-one contact during our office hours to like get personalized coaching, to get all your questions answered by the masters, you know, learn from the foot of the master, not from like some rando on Instagram who just got their license last year. Like, come and learn from the people that have been there, done that, done what you're trying to do, and have been doing it for like 20 years or more. So anyway, her course, Waxing Wealth, joins the Academy on Monday. That's the 22nd. This is all news. Like, this is not news, I should say. Like, we all know this. Here's the exciting part. I have been working on this for months, you guys. Months and months and months and months. Jane finally agreed to put her waxing tutorials inside the Academy. That is right. That is right. So with your membership to the Academy, you get money with Matt, you get applied skin science, you get profit on purpose, you're getting waxing wealth. And with waxing wealth, she's teaching you like all the whys and the hows of why you should do waxing and why you should specialize in Brazilian waxing. And then she's going to show you exactly how to do it. Holy crap. I have now watched all of these videos. There are four male Brazilians, 4 female Brazilians in these tutorials. I have now watched all of the male Brazilian tutorials, and I'm like, let me at him. Let me at him. I can do this. I can do this. My husband is like, stay the F away from me. But good God, these tutorials will blow your freaking mind. Like, it is up close and personal, totally NSFW. I mean, maybe not if you're in your solo esthetician treatment room, but if some of you are moonlighting somewhere else, don't watch them. Don't watch them. Don't watch them in front of the kids. You will see everything. She will walk you through exactly step by step how you do each. Let me tell you, I have been in this industry for 20 years, and I sat there like, oh, wow, that's how you do it. I didn't know how you did it. Male Brazilian. I want to be inclusive here with language. Trying my best. But good God. And she shows you everything, how to hold, how to anchor, what like order to do things. And, she's using models that are challenging. Like these are some challenging hair patterns. And anyway, like you get all of that inside the Academy. You will not only have the business acumen, you will not only have the theoretical understanding of why Brazilian waxing is such a lucrative part of this industry. Fun fact, with Brazilian waxing, you can make $260 an hour or more. Hello, $260 an hour. An hour. Think about how freaking easy it'll be to make 10K months when you're making $260 an hour. Okay, that point was so big, I just totally lost my train of thought. So anyway, all of that is hitting the Academy on Monday, the 22nd. So you will be able to go out there, start practicing, and become the best damn Brazilian waxer out there. So are there any questions right now about any of that? About Jane, about her Brazilian tutorials, about waxing wealth, any at all? Type them in. I will answer those, and then I will get back to generalist versus specialist. But you have no idea, guys, how hard I have been working. I have been trying to get Jane to let me host these for so long, because I want you guys to be able to kill it out there. I want you to be able to make a ton of money as an esthetician, as a solo esthetician, and you can. And part of that, a huge part of that, is your skills. Your skills have to be up there, and this is it. All right, I'm going to go scroll through and answer any questions. Type in your questions you have right now, either on YouTube or on Instagram, and I'll get to those, and then I'll get back to my topic. So I'm scrolling through now. Hola, amor. Hola, skin disciple. Hello, hello. Vibes, aesthetics says, I love your hair. Thank you. Some of you guys were excited for the announcement. Hopefully I did not disappoint. I'm telling you, I've been so jacked up about this. You have no idea. No idea. Someone asked to save my live. I always save my live. You can find them on YouTube or on Instagram. Someone gave me a drum roll. I appreciate that. I am all here for the drama. How much is the Academy? So the Academy is $250 a month. You can use the code LOVE, LOVE, at checkout for $25 off your first month. Let me tell you about the pricing for a second. I think I say this every time. I actually wanted to price the Academy as a yearly membership because it's my personal belief, and I would like to be as bold as to say like a fact of life, but I'll just say my personal belief, that you're not going to make a difference in your career after like a course or like a month or like one weekend seminar. Like, no, like to really make the difference in your business that you want to see, you have to commit yourself to your business for the lifetime of your business. So as long as you're in business, you have to be growing and advancing and educating yourself. Like, I'm 20 years in and I'm still growing and I'm still educating myself. I'm still participating in programs. I'm still seeking out coaches, and that will never end because, well, I'm still in business and I want to grow. And if I am not actively growing, then I am stagnating. And what happens after stagnation? Death and decay. That's like an inside joke with myself. It doesn't even need explaining right now. But anyway, so my opinion is come in for a year. Like, you have to come into for a year to the Academy because, you know, how long does it take to like get through a course? You know, if you're giving it, you know, a good college try, you're doing the work, you're showing up, doing the videos, doing the worksheets, coming to office hours, all that. Like, each course needs minimum, like, well, I want to say profit on purpose. If you can get through it in less than a month, like, goodness gracious, that's good for you. But that's like jamming through. But yeah, like a month. So, okay. In the Academy, we are just continually adding nonstop courses and experts to the Academy. So like, you guys, you got to give it a year or more. So anyway, long-winded point to say, after no, I'm losing my point. I wanted to have it priced at a year. So like, you buy in and you've got your tuition for the year. And Tammy, my business partner, and Matt from Money with Matt, they convinced me not to do that. They said, yes, we understand that, but what about people that can't make that like initial investment? And I said, you are right. You are absolutely right. Because the people that really need the Academy the most are people that are starting out. They're new to the industry, people that are like floundering, i.e. people that aren't making a ton of money already. So we decided then, okay, I got it. I'm just going to chop up that payment that I wanted to have an annual payment. I'll chop it up by 12. And that's how we came up with the pricing. Now, after you've been in the Academy for a year, you will get a massive, like, bananas discount. Because like I said, it's all about like commitment. You got to show up and commit yourself to your business. And I want to reward you guys for doing that. When you're making like a lifetime commitment, I want to reward you. Okay, I've gone way too deep on this question. The very short answer is it's $250 a month. Use code LOVE for $25 off. You can come in and out as you need. So you can come in for a month, and if you need to pause, totally fine. Come back when you're ready. But if you want to come in and stay in and just explode your business, you can do that too. All right. Next question. Got us so excited for Jane. Me too. She's so good. It's so good, you guys. Oh, God. Something in Farsi I can't read. Very sorry. Okay, I think that's all the questions. So, what you waiting for? That's all I have to say. Like, go like explode your business, set it on fire, set your profits on fire. go join the academy. Like, good God, what are you waiting for? Okay, so back to the topic of the day. Now we're going to talk about the 5 disadvantages of being a specialist in the solo esthetician sphere. So number 1 disadvantage is there's limited income potential, in that specializing in one service may limit your income potential compared to offering like a broader range of treatments. So for example, one person comes in for a Brazilian wax. Awesome. And if you have gone through Jane's waxing tutorials, you can make $60 every 15 minutes, $65 every 15 minutes. Anyway, it's great. But that does mean that you do need to find a client for each of those 15 minutes. Whereas if you were a generalist, that same Brazilian client might come in for a Brazilian and an eyebrow wax and a facial. And so, specializing does potentially limit your income potential. Number 2 disadvantage is seasonal fluctuations. So depending on the service, demand may vary seasonally. So that can result in fluctuations in your client bookings, as well as your income. So, waxing, fantastic during the summer. Sometimes during the winter, people slow down. Not everyone is a throughout the year waxer. With lashes, same thing. Honestly with facials, same thing too. Like there might be some, seasonality in that some people will start facials before a big event or, something like that, and then trail off afterwards. Whereas having multiple services, you kind of like can balance out seasonality across all the different sectors, but something to consider. All right, number 3 consideration or disadvantage of being a specialist is limited client base. So, we kind of talked about it already, but focusing on a single service, it may restrict your client base because some people, they just prefer to go to like a generalist so they can go to one place and get it all done. I don't think that's huge, but something to consider. Number 4, this would be big for me and why I was a generalist, is that there's a really big potential for boredom and burnout. When you're just performing one service, performing the same service repeatedly, it can lead to monotony and to burnout over time. So if you are someone that needs to like change it up and you get bored easily, being a specialist might not be the best bet for you. And then number 5 consideration is market saturation. So in highly competitive areas, specializing in one service may you may face challenges due to market saturation and increased competition, but just be really good at what you do. And like that always trumps everything else. So not a problem. All right, now let's talk about the advantages of being a generalist. Now, and a generalist is someone who does it all. So we've already kind of like touched on a lot of these things, but like on the flip side. So anyway. All right, number 1 of a generalist, you have diversified income. So providing multiple services allows for more income streams, potentially increasing your earning potential. So yeah, you can get paid on those Brazilians, but you can also get paid on, your lash extensions and your facials and your body treatments. So, one client has the potential to opt into like 4 different categories of services or whatever, as opposed to as a specialist where they'd opt into one. So, it does diversify those revenue streams. You do have a broad client base. That's number 2. So offering a range of services attracts clients with varying needs, and it expands your potential customer base. Number 3 advantage is it's really convenient for your clients. Like it's super convenient. So you're a one-stop shop, being a one-stop destination for facials, waxing, lashes, body treatments, all the things. It provides convenience for clients who prefer just that the ease and the speed of going to one place for one thing. also will help with loyalty in that as well. Number 4 advantage of being a generalist is that you have these upselling opportunities. I mean, we've already kind of mentioned it, but to say it again, when you offer multiple services, it creates opportunities to upsell additional treatments or retail products and increase your revenue. So again, oh my gosh, this was happening all the time. I had someone like on my table getting a Brazilian, but like we're talking about skincare. And then all of a sudden they purchase products that I recommended. You can actually sell retail products to someone, even if they're not getting facials. You can do that. But also there were plenty of times when I had someone on my table to get a Brazilian or an eyebrow wax or whatever. And then we had a conversation about skincare, and then they became a facial client of mine as well as a waxing client. So lots of opportunities to like talk and upsell and increase your revenue. Number 5, and this was huge for me. We already talked about the flip side, but having flexibility and variety of your services. So switching between different services, it keeps your workday diverse and it allows you to cater to different client preferences, but it also just like keeps it interesting, right? You know, changing. It's not doing the same thing over and over again. You can like keep it interesting. So now the 5 disadvantages of being a generalist. Number 1 is pretty big, which is skill set challenges. So when you're mastering multiple skills across different aesthetic services, it can be really challenging. You know, it requires continuous training, keeping up with industry trends, and staying updated on various techniques and products. To be the master of what you do, it takes time and it takes effort. And if you're performing multiple skills, that's multiple areas in which to master and also stay proficient. So it's work. Now, the great news is you have the academy where you can go and get specialized, high touch, high value training to continually increase your skills. You can go to the link in my bio or in this description box and find that code to join. Use the code LOVE at checkout to join the academy for $25 off your first month. And remember, Jane's course and her waxing tutorials. Join the academy on Monday. So, oh God, I'm so excited for that. Okay, so number 2 disadvantage of being a generalist is client expectations. So this is more about like, you got to be good. Like when you're a solo esthetician, if you want repeat business, just be really good at what you do. And you've already like jumped over the biggest hurdle in all of this. So as your client's expectations are, you know, they want a good service. And so, you know, they may have a specific expectation when it comes to receiving specialized treatments. And so as a generalist, you might not be able to like meet the mark, you know, like we're talking about the advantages of being a specialist is you get highly proficient and highly effective, which means you can get a great result and you can probably do it in less time, which sometimes translates to a lower cost to the customer. But as a generalist, you might not have that proficiency. You might not be meeting your client's expectation, whereas a specialist is more proficient and efficient in what they do. Or you could just be absolutely psychotic about educating yourself and staying on top of everything. It just requires a little bit more work because you got to master multiple skills instead of just one. Okay, number 3 disadvantage of being a generalist is marketing difficulties. So promoting yourself as a generalist can be more challenging than marketing yourself with a special, with a niche specialty. So it may be harder to differentiate yourself from competitors who specialize in specific areas or specialize. There's specialists. Hello. So it's going to make it really crucial for you to find creative ways to stand out in a crowded market. Now, again, in my course available in the Academy, Profit on Purpose, my course, Profit on Purpose, you learn exactly how to do that. Now, like I said earlier, being a specialist, it does a little bit of the work for you. Like you already like have a little bit of a specialty, but in Profit on Purpose, I will walk you through exactly how to like dial in who your soulmate client is. So all of your marketing efforts really find her or him or them. So that you are spending your time and your resources wisely, and then attracting to you that exact client that you really want to spend time with. I say this all the time, but you guys, like, how cool is it that you get to create your job? You're creating your work environment, and we spend more time at work than like anywhere else. And you have the very unique advantage of creating whatever life you want. Now, I think so many solo estheticians are just like in that like launch phase where you're running around with your head on fire, like a chicken with your head cut off, like going like, oh my God, I hope this works. I hope this works. You get like a little caught in that energy and you don't see the forest for the trees, which is you can do anything you want and you can work with whoever you want. And so you get to choose that. And that's really exciting. So if there's like, anyway, I won't go down a rabbit hole, but that's really exciting, guys. Nobody else you know can do that. Nobody else you know can do that. My husband can't. He loves his job, but he can't decide who he works with and what projects he works on, like what he's going to get paid, how long he wants to work with like a person at a time. Like none of that. We get to do that. How lucky are we? So take that opportunity in your hands and create with intention, create with purpose your business. Instead of just kind of like being like, well, I hope this works and taking everyone and everything, even if you hate it. Because if you do that, you really could end up with a business that you have worked your ass off for that you hate. I want that to sink in. You really could spend all of this time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears to create a business that you don't like. Where it's just like the job you used to have where you woke up and you're like, I don't want to do this. It feels 50 times worse when you're feeling that way, but it's a job you created and you're the boss of. So take this opportunity right now to create the business that will light you up every single day, where you wake up in the morning and it's like, oh, good. What do I get to do today? Who am I going to see? What are we tackling today? You have that opportunity if you put your attention and focus on it. And in Profit on Purpose, I make sure that your attention is on your purpose. Okay, back to my list. Okay, so piggybacking off of the number 3, disadvantage is number 4, which is difficulty in establishing a niche. But again, with Profit on Purpose, I help you figure that out. When you have a specialty, like that's kind of your niche. There's still some more footwork to do around that, but that's a lion's share of it. And when you're a generalist, you don't have that like little bump. You don't have that little handicap helping you get started there. But I got your back. Join the academy. Take Profit on Purpose. You'll sort it all out. All right, number 5. Number 5 is increased equipment and product costs. So as a generalist, you may need to invest in a broader range of equipment, tools, products, compared to a specialist who focuses on just like one specific treatment. So this can result in higher initial, but also ongoing expenses, including like purchasing, maintaining, and replenishing your supplies. So, wax costs whatever it costs, but then lashes cost whatever lashes cost. And then facial, back bar equipment, retail, that costs what it costs. And so when you're just doing one of those areas, like, yeah, it could still be pricey, but then when you're doing all 3, it really does increase your costs quite a bit. So it's not prohibitive, but just something to consider. I did have one more disadvantage for being a generalist. So number 6 is potential for skill dilution. So meaning when you're juggling multiple treatment types, that I should say, that can sometimes lead to dilution of skills and expertise. So it may be more challenging to stay up to date and current on the latest advancements and techniques in each area, which potentially impacts the quality of your services over time. So it's kind of like what I said before about like maintaining those skill sets, but I also just wanted to like specifically put it out there that if you are doing lots of different things, there is a very valid potential that you just might not be all that great at all of them. You know, if you're having to learn, 10 different things and you can do all of them like pretty good, is that better than doing one thing and like doing it great? I don't know. Okay, so those were my lists of advantages and disadvantages to all of the things. And the thing is, there's no one right answer here of like what's better, being a generalist or a specialist. It really matters what works for you. So like I said, I would not want to specialize because I get really bored. Like doing one thing over and over and over and over again. Yes, I would be freaking phenomenal at it. I know I would be top of the industry for sure. But I would be so bored. And being a generalist allowed me to like explore the things that I was interested in. Now I take my work very seriously. And so I was dedicated to education. And if I had something on the menu, I wanted to be like the absolute best at it. And if I wasn't, I took it off my menu, which is why I took off lash lifts. I suck at lash lifts. I should say, let me clarify. I suck at like the first generation technology of lash lifts, back when they were called lash perms. I suck at those. I could probably do them now, but I don't want to. Anyway, so yeah, really you just need to dig down and figure out what works for you and your lifestyle, your budget. It is possible that you could get started in one specialty area, and then as it becomes available to you financially, bandwidth wise as well, then maybe you can branch out and bring something else in. That's a possibility. Or maybe you start out as a generalist and then you realize like, I hate this. I just want to do lashes, or I just want to do facials. No problem. You can do that. You get to create whatever business you want. And luckily with like Facebook groups and marketplace and everything, you can sell off all your old equipment. No problem. Go to your old beauty school. You can sell stuff there. No problem. You'll cover your butt. It'll be okay. All right, what questions do you have? What questions do you have about being a generalist versus a specialist, transitioning between one or the two, about Jane and her Brazilian waxing tutorials, which hit the Academy on Monday? Like, gah, dude, her tutorials, it used to be you could buy them for $1,000. $1,000. It was worth it. And it was worth it because after watching these videos, you can make $260 an hour, if not more. But you don't have to pay $1,000 for them. You just have to join the Academy and you get them in there, as well as everything else available in the Academy. And coming very, very soon, after Waxing Wealth, we've got the Social Aesthetic with Jeff Mendoza coming in to teach you how to do social media marketing. Hello. We've got another drop from Michelle for Applied Skin Science, where she is going hard and heavy into acne and all of that. And then, good God, you guys, like it's nonstop. We are just adding more and more courses, but also instructors into the Academy. Honestly, I think the crowning jewel of the Academy is office hours. So much of success is who do you know? Not just like to rub, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, get favors made for you. No. Okay, I just saw this question. I have to stop. It's so funny. The question is, what's the name of the Academy? The Academy. That's the name of the Academy. It's the Academy. You can go to the link in my bio Or if you need to learn more about the Academy, go onto Instagram, DM me the word Academy, and I'll tell you more about it. Yeah, it's called the Academy. Totally lost my train of thought. That's fantastic. Oh yeah, your success is really in who you know. So like, yeah, sometimes that's in doing favors, but more often than not, that's the success in who you know is having someone who has done what you aspire to do available there to help you do the same. So when you're trying to do something, when you're trying to build a business where you make 10K a month, 15K a month, 20K a month, more, you need to ask someone who's already done it. You know, it's one thing to read from a book or to learn from somebody who's read theory about how something works, but it's something completely different to ask someone who has done it. We have multiple instructors in the Academy who have built over $1 million per year businesses. Like, screw 10K a month. Screw that. Don't you want to make $1 million? Like, screw, 120K. Let's go straight to $1 million. You can talk to us. You can talk to the people that have done it. In terms of like you're doing your business finances. You could ask someone who like maybe knows what they're talking about, who's like filed their taxes with QuickBooks or something before, or you can talk to the financial genius that literally banks call and contract him to fix their shit. Literally, that's like what Matt has done in his career. Banks call him and say, "Uh-oh, we have a problem. Matt, can you come and help us?" That's who you have access to answer all of your personalized questions. That's who created the finance course. Anyway, I get tongue-tied talking about the Academy because I'm just so in love with it. And I wish that I had it when I was starting my business, when I was 23 years old. And like, good God, I could have used a little bit more personalized guidance. So anyway, link in bio. Use code LOVE for $25 off your first month. I don't think I saw any more questions coming in, so we might be ending. I would say early, but this is actually 9:45 is when I shoot to end every week, but I don't do a great job of accomplishing. So yeah, I think that is all the questions. Honestly, I did see like some very highly, like some skin specific questions that the answer, it's going to take me way too long to like jump into right now. However, I can tell you in the Academy in Applied Skin Science, Michelle will teaches you all of that. Just saying. All right. Who's ready to make $260 an hour? Yeah. Waxing Wealth. Joins the Academy Monday the 22nd. All right. Thank you, everybody. That is it for today. Love you all. See you in office hours. Can't wait to help you out. Oh, last question I got here. How many classes a month? So their office hours, I personally host office hours every week with Profit on Purpose. All of the other instructors host once per month, and then their courses are available on demand anytime. So each instructor is hosting office hours once per month. I do it once a week, days off and vacation happen, but usually it's about roughly once a week. Everyone else once a month, and then the courses are always up and available. So, okay, that's the last question. I'm leaving. Bye. I love you all. Time to walk the dog.